guys, this is a video on how to bail out of a handstand. This drill is very important. It requires a good explanation, so let me start with that. Bear with me for a second. Imagine I was here in the gym and you come through the door and you find me doing the following. You're like, I'm like here, and you're like, Juan, what's that funny dance you're doing? And I'm like, no, I'm not dancing, man, I'm balancing on one foot. You'll be like, no, that's not balancing, Juan. This is balancing. What you're doing is jumping on one foot. I'll be like, no, I'm balancing. So the same applies to handstands. So if you came here and you'll find me, like kind of walking in my hands, you'll be like, yeah, that's a handstand, but are you really balancing? It's not as evident, but it's the same thing. We're not really balancing. We're preventing falling more than balancing. But why does this matter? This matters because for me the purpose of a handstand, which is a beautiful movement, or a hold if you want it, is to be able to hold your body with your hands and really focus on achieving balance really from your hands, even though your whole body is working for sure. Just like when you're balancing on one foot, all your core, all the muscles are stabilizing, but you'll feel that your legs are, your foot, like you'll feel those muscles, and if you don't feel it, just close your eyes and you'll feel them. Those muscles are really moving and all the muscles of your legs are like kind of controlling that naturally, right? We want the same from the handstand, that's what we want. So the moment that we start walking, we're losing that, we're missing that. We're just, instead of trying to find control from the hands, I'm just preventing falling by doing kind of this, right? And so what often happens is that athletes that have a lot of good prerequisites for the handstand jump into doing a handstand too soon or without enough care on thought, and they end up just walking and trying to hold a handstand by walking for 30 seconds and forcing themselves to like hold a handstand, and they just don't know how, right? Like it just becomes like this fight with themselves. The purpose of this drill, of the baiting out of a handstand drill, is to help you with that. So this is a drill that I do with like athletes that are still a little bit farther from the handstand, but it's awesome to start. Then it's actually a drill that is gonna build you towards a handstand very, very well. But it's a drill that is gonna help, like, it's gonna work the foundation of the handstand. And why is that? Because if your body knows how to bail very well, it has an exit strategy. So instead of walking on your hands, when a handstand is gonna come out, and what you're gonna be allowing your body to do is practicing the handstand, and as soon as you are, hey, I cannot hold this anymore, I'm out, repeat, right? Instead of walking. And so that you practice the right stuff. So that's the drill, and at the end of this video I'll show you, once we go through the progression, I'll tell you why it will be very evident for you how this is gonna actually help you with your handstand. So let's start with the progression. I'm not gonna show you the end program, I'm gonna start with the progression. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're gonna start with staggered hands, so one hand in front of the other. I like my dominant hand in front of my non-dominant hand, and we're gonna do like kind of a cartwheel, like a semi-cartwheel. So let me show you. So when my hands are staggered like this, I'm in a compromised lunge, which is this. I'm gonna extend my legs and come here. That is all, right? So I'm going from here to this 90 degrees angle, and all I'm thinking is kind of doing that cartwheel, and I'm trying to extend my legs in the air. That is all I'm doing. So again, I'm here, stagger your hands, straight legs, here. Simple. Good, that is it. That is the basic. On top of that, we're gonna build. So things that I would like to, what you're gonna start doing, play with this very simple one until you feel you can do it very, very control, right? Like so from there, okay, I'm satisfied with that. I'm gonna move a little bit forward. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm gonna go a little bit higher with my legs. So still staggered start, higher legs. That one, for example, I'm not very satisfied with how straight my legs were. So I will come back to that one and I'm gonna straight the legs. I brought them together there, that was cool. Okay, that's better. Next step, try to find a little bit more height. So I'm gonna be here, stagger start, come down. Totally fine if the hands, if the dominant hand, the hand forward, moves this way so that you can bail out this way. Good, that was good. Legs were straight, found the height. Okay, next step, bring the hands still stagger, bring them a little bit closer. And repeat, start from little, right? Then go to a little higher. This leg can be a little bit straighter. There, better. And, okay, can I do it pretty high? Can. Awesome, good. You're gonna move through this progression until what? Well, hands are close together and both legs are straight, and then have a lot of height, and I can bail out. How to move through this progression? Don't go up unless you're very, very satisfied with the previous movement. One of the things we tend to do is we go towards the edge of our capacity and we think like, oh, now I have to, in order to improve, I have to go outside my capacity. No, go a little bit lower. It's counterintuitive. But then once I have it, right, like once my hands are closed, I can go, both legs are up and out. I'm not trying to hold a handstand. I would like you to try to find a the purpose is not to hold a handstand here, the purpose is to bail out. I will try to find a place in which you feel like your body is on top of your arms and so on, a moment of weightlessness. And then the bailout, that moment should be very, very short. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that all the points of performance are there, right? So I'm here, right? Legs are straight, I'm in control and out. Good. The last step of this progression will be, okay, I was starting with hands and feet on the ground. This time I'm gonna start hollow, hands are here, step, and out, right? Good. This is a drill, as I said, that I use with all my athletes, no matter where they are on the handstand journey. And what you'll see is that, like, the first time, if you do this every time that you warm up from your handstands and so on, what you'll find out is that then after that, doing a cartwheel becomes, that one isn't very beautiful, but like becomes very easy. Doing a half a pirouette becomes very easy, right? Like you're here, half a pirouette, out, and then suddenly you're doing handstands by learning how to bail out of them. It's an awesome drill. Like, it's not enough, but it's an awesome drill. Anyhow, give this a try. Let me know how it goes.